Hello, and welcome as you settle in. You might notice the gentle rhythm of your breathing, the slow rise and fall of your chest. Perhaps you are lying down or sitting comfortably, feeling the surface beneath you supporting your body. Allow your attention to drift softly to the sensation of relaxation. As you prepare for a gentle journey into the quiet world of biology tonight, we are going to explore a very simple yet fascinating question. A question that connects each of us to the people who came before. You might have wondered, as many of us do, why you have your mother's eyes or your father's smile. Why some features seem familiar, even comforting, and yet there is always something that feels uniquely yours. This curiosity, subtle and slow, leads us into what scientists call the gene theory of inheritance. But we won't rush. We will explore this in soft, unhurried layers, like a quiet stream winding through a forest. Each idea will flow gently into the next, leaving space for your mind to rest and drift. The first thing to understand is that our bodies are made of many tiny building blocks, cells each quietly performing their work, day and night. Within each cell is something very small, very precise, called a gene. Genes are like gentle instructions, guiding how we grow, how our features form, and how certain traits pass from parent to child. You inherited genes from both your parents. From your mother, a set of genes. From your father, another set. These genes combine in ways that are subtle and balanced, creating the unique pattern that is you. Some traits, like the color of your eyes or the shape of your ears, may seem obvious. Others, like the way you laugh or the texture of your hair, are quieter, more gradual, revealing themselves over time. This process, slow and rhythmic, is part of nature's natural balance. Every generation carries the story of those who came before, softly whispering through these tiny instructions. And just as the night sky moves gradually from dusk to deep night, the patterns of inheritance unfold quietly, without hurry, without disturbance. Tonight, as you listen, you may begin to notice a sense of continuity, a sense of calm repetition in the way life passes from parent to child. The same gentle loops of inheritance that have always existed. You are a living connection, part of a long, slow story, flowing quietly through time. As we continue, we will explore more about how these genes work, how certain traits are more visible, others more hidden, how patterns of inheritance form like a soft, repeating rhythm in a calm pond. And all of this, in its quiet and natural way, shapes who we are, softly and predictably, allowing your mind to drift and relax now. You might feel the ease of your body sinking further into comfort. Each breath slow, each heartbeat a gentle reminder of life's rhythm. And in this calm state, we can continue to explore the quiet, hidden world that makes each of us a reflection of our parents, and yet entirely ourselves. Asterisk, as you continue to breathe slowly and comfortably, notice the gentle rhythm of your body. Feel your shoulders relax, your hands resting easily. Allow your mind to wander softly into the quiet world of inheritance, where traits flow quietly from one generation to the next. Every person carries within them a collection of traits, some large and obvious, others small and subtle. These traits are guided by genes, which act like gentle, invisible threads, weaving together the characteristics of each parent. Some traits, like the shape of a nose or the curve of lips, are easily seen. Others, like the likelihood to have certain hair textures or the quiet way the skin responds to sunlight, are softer, more gradual, and almost imperceptible at first. When a child is conceived, They receive half of their genes from their mother and half from their father. These sets of genes mix slowly, gently, like two streams merging into one calm river. Sometimes, one gene may dominate, guiding a visible trait. Sometimes, the interaction is subtler, blending characteristics in ways that are almost imperceptible, yet perfectly balanced. Think of it like a quiet forest. One tree may stand taller than another, catching more sunlight. Nearby, smaller plants grow in patterns influenced by the trees, the soil, and the light. In the same way, genes interact with each other, with the environment shaping the delicate balance that creates each individual. Even the smallest traits, like the precise curve of an eyelash or the softness of a smile, follow this quiet rhythm. They are passed gently, softly, through generations. And just as rivers carve valleys over long periods of time, these traits unfold slowly, gradually, creating the unique pattern of each person. As you drift further into comfort, you might notice a sense of quiet continuity. The same processes that shaped your parents and their parents before them are at work within you. This repetition, this gentle echo of life, is calming. It is predictable, and in this predictability, there is a soothing rhythm that encourages your mind to relax, to float, to rest, even when traits seem hidden, or when patterns of inheritance are not immediately visible. The process continues. It works quietly, always in balance, always flowing forward. The gentle passage of genes reminds us that life is connected, that we are part of a larger story, softly repeating through time, and that each small characteristic contributes to the slow, unfolding harmony of life. And so, as you breathe and let your body relax even more deeply, you can imagine the silent movement of these tiny instructions. They guide features, behaviors, and patterns like a calm, invisible current beneath the surface of life. There is no rush, no sudden change, just a quiet, steady process that shapes who you are, softly, continuously, and gently. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, you may notice how still and calm the world feels. Your body is supported, your breathing steady, and your mind softly wandering. In this quiet state, we can think about the patterns of inheritance, the gentle rules that guide how traits are passed from parents to children. Every trait has a story. Some traits are strong and obvious, like the color of your eyes or the shape of your ears. Others are quiet, subtle, and hidden, like the way your skin reacts to sunlight or the gentle curve of your fingers. All of these traits flow slowly through time, carried in the genes inherited from your parents. It is helpful to imagine this as a quiet dance, a slow movement of tiny instructions passing from one generation to the next. Each gene has its own way of moving, interacting with other genes, softly influencing the outcome. Some genes are more noticeable, standing out clearly. Others are gentle and subdued, only visible when combined with another gene, or under certain circumstances. Sometimes, a child may resemble one parent more than the other. Sometimes, traits seem blended, creating a unique combination that is only seen in that individual. This is the quiet balance of inheritance, a natural rhythm that repeats through generations. Each variation is small, gentle, and gradual. There is no rush. There is no sudden change. Everything unfolds softly, like waves moving across a calm lake. The repetition of these patterns is comforting. It reminds us that life is continuous, that we are part of a gentle cycle. Our bodies carry traces of our parents, who carried traces of their parents, and so on, quietly moving through time. The process is steady and rhythmic, like the slow heartbeat of nature itself. Even the smallest details, from the tilt of a smile to the gentle curl of hair, are influenced by these quiet instructions. They remind us that every small characteristic is part of a larger pattern, part of the unhurried story of life, and noticing these details can be calming. They are predictable, familiar, and soothing, guiding your mind toward rest as your body sinks further into relaxation. You can imagine these patterns as gentle ripples spreading across a pond. Each ripple is part of a larger, slow-moving system. Each trait, each gene, is quietly connected to the next, softly influencing what comes after. This continuity is steady, rhythmic, and peaceful. It encourages your mind to drift, slowly and comfortably, as the gentle story of inheritance unfolds. Asterisk. As you continue to rest, allow your mind to drift quietly with your breathing. Notice the calmness in your body, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the ease in your muscles. In this quiet, relaxed state, we can think about the traits that are less obvious, the ones that are softly hidden, yet still part of who you are. Not all traits are immediately visible. Some are quiet, subtle, and almost imperceptible at first glance. The exact way your hair grows, the pattern of your fingerprints, the way your body responds to light or sound, these traits are guided by genes passed gently from your parents. They are part of a slow, balanced system, always in motion, but without rush or urgency. Imagine these traits like gentle shadows moving across a soft landscape. They are present, quietly shaping the form of life, without drawing attention to themselves. Some traits may skip a generation, appearing only later. Others may blend softly with other traits, creating a combination that is unique to you. Inheritance is like a slow, quiet layering. One generation adds its own soft patterns, and the next continues, gradually building upon what came before. Each layer is subtle, predictable, and calming. There is a gentle symmetry in this process, a natural rhythm that repeats through time. And it is, in this repetition, in the quiet predictability of inheritance, that there is comfort. Even when traits seem hidden, the system is continuous. Every small characteristic, every quiet influence, contributes to the overall pattern. Like a gentle wind shaping a field of grass, these traits move and interact with one another in slow, harmonious ways. They remind us that life is interconnected, flowing gently, steadily, and softly, without sudden interruption. As you rest, imagine these hidden traits like tiny threads woven through a calm tapestry. Each thread connects to the next, creating a network of soft, repeating patterns. They are subtle, quiet, and essential, guiding who we are in gentle, predictable ways. You may feel a sense of reassurance, noticing that even the unseen parts of yourself are connected to the same calm, slow-moving story of inheritance. The quiet rhythm of these traits, the subtle influence of genes, and the steady flow of inheritance can be a gentle focus for your mind. You can imagine them as soft waves, flowing slowly and endlessly, helping your thoughts drift and your body sink deeper into rest. There is no hurry. Everything unfolds gradually in its own time, softly, calmly, and predictably. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, feel the quiet rhythm of your body, the steady, gentle rise and fall of each breath. Allow your mind to drift slowly, like leaves floating on a calm stream. In this peaceful state, we can consider how the environment interacts with the genes we inherit, subtly shaping who we are. Genes carry instructions, gentle guides for growth and development. But life around us, the light, the temperature, the foods we eat, the quiet sounds of our surroundings can influence how these instructions are expressed. The interaction is soft and gradual, not sudden or dramatic. It is like a gentle breeze guiding the direction of a slowly growing plant. For example, two children may inherit the same genes for height. Yet, one may grow taller and the other slightly shorter, depending on subtle environmental factors such as nutrition or gentle patterns of activity. These influences do not replace the inherited traits. They blend softly with them, like faint colors merging on a watercolor painting. This gentle interplay between genes and environment is part of nature's rhythm. It is steady, predictable, and calming. Every organism carries these quiet instructions, and every environment offers small, subtle nudges. Over time, these soft influences can become noticeable, like ripples spreading slowly across a still pond. Even in the smallest details, the texture of hair, the curve of a smile, or the way skin responds to sunlight, there is a quiet blending of inherited traits and environmental effects. Neither dominates abruptly. Both work slowly, rhythmically, and predictably, creating the patterns that make each individual unique, yet connected to their lineage. You might imagine this process as a calm forest, where sunlight filters gently through the trees. The leaves adjust slowly to the light, growing in subtle ways. The forest remains steady, balanced, and harmonious, and yet small changes occur naturally, without disturbance. In the same way, your traits unfold gently, shaped by both inheritance and environment. As you sink further into comfort, consider the slow, quiet beauty of this balance. Genes provide the framework. The environment offers soft guidance. Together, they create a gentle, flowing pattern that repeats over time. Always predictable, always soothing. Each small detail, each quiet influence, contributes to the gentle rhythm of life, inviting your mind to drift and rest. And now, as your body and mind continue to relax, you may feel a quiet sense of connection. You are part of a long, slow story. Each trait, each subtle influence, flows softly through time, guided by gentle rhythms and calm repetition. There is no rush, only a serene unfolding, inviting you into rest. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, feel the slow rhythm of your breath, the ease in your body, and the quiet stillness around you. In this peaceful state, we can explore another soft layer of inheritance, the balance between dominant and recessive traits. Some traits are more likely to appear, quietly standing out in the pattern of life. These are called dominant traits. Others are softer, subtler, hidden unless combined in a particular way. These are called recessive traits. But there is no urgency in this process. It unfolds gradually, predictably, like the gentle changing of light at dawn. Imagine a calm garden. Some plants rise slightly taller, more noticeable than others. They are the dominant ones, catching your eye first. Others grow more quietly, blending into the background, subtle yet equally important. Both types contribute to the overall balance, creating a natural harmony in the garden when a child inherits genes from their parents. These dominant and recessive traits mix in soft, quiet ways. Sometimes, a dominant trait will appear clearly. Sometimes, a recessive trait may remain hidden for a generation, only to appear later when the conditions are right. The process is slow, rhythmic, and reassuringly predictable. Even the quietest, most hidden traits have a gentle influence. They shape subtle patterns, from the texture of hair to the smallest curves in facial features. Nothing occurs suddenly. Everything unfolds with care, like the steady drip of water shaping a stone over time as you drift further into comfort. You may imagine these traits as soft waves, some higher and more noticeable, others lower and gentle, moving together across the calm surface of a lake. Each wave contributes to the overall pattern, creating a serene balance. In this way, dominant and recessive traits work together quietly, harmoniously over generations. This natural rhythm can be soothing to notice. Each trait, whether prominent or hidden, contributes to the slow unfolding of life. The gentle repetition and predictability allow your mind to rest, following the soft, unhurried story of inheritance as it passes from parents to children, from one generation to the next. And so, as your body relaxes further and your thoughts drift, you may feel the quiet continuity of life, a pattern that is gentle, balanced, and reassuring. Each trait, visible or hidden, dominant or recessive, is part of the calm, natural rhythm of inheritance, guiding the quiet flow of generations. Asterisk, as you rest comfortably, notice the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Allow your body to sink a little deeper into support, letting your muscles relax completely. In this calm state, we can reflect on the quiet continuity of traits within a family. The gentle way certain characteristics are passed softly from one generation to the next. Family traits are like subtle echoes in a quiet hall. A smile, a way of holding your head, the curve of an eyebrow. These are small, gentle details that carry the imprint of those who came before. They are quietly present, noticeable sometimes, subtle at other times, but always part of the slow, unhurried story of inheritance. Genes carry these traits in a steady, predictable rhythm. Each generation adds its own small variations, like a soft layer of paint applied carefully over the previous layer. Some features are clearly visible, others are hidden, waiting to appear when conditions are right. There is no rush, no sudden change. Everything unfolds gradually, like the slow movement of clouds across a calm sky. Sometimes, you may notice a trait skipping a generation, quietly returning after being absent. Other times, a combination of features from both parents blends softly, creating a new variation, unique yet familiar. These subtle patterns repeat, forming a gentle continuity that links family members across time. Even traits that seem minor or insignificant have a quiet influence. The texture of hair, the shape of hands, the way someone moves, all are small reflections of ancestry, softly woven into the fabric of life. And noticing this can be calming. It is predictable, reassuring, like the familiar rhythm of waves gently lapping at the shore. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, you may imagine these traits as a soft river flowing through generations. Each characteristic is a gentle current, joining others to create a continuous, harmonious pattern. Some currents are stronger and more visible, others quieter and more subtle, yet all contribute to the calm flow of life. This continuity of family traits provides a quiet sense of connection. You are part of a long, unbroken story, gently flowing from parents to children, from grandparents to grandchildren. The rhythm is slow, steady, and calming, allowing your mind to drift easily into rest, carried along by the soft currents of inheritance. And so, in this peaceful state, you can feel a sense of quiet reassurance. The traits you carry are part of a larger, gentle pattern, softly repeating through generations. Each small detail, each subtle echo contributes to the calm, continuous rhythm of life, inviting you to relax further and drift deeper into rest. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, allow your body to sink even more deeply into support. Let your breath flow gently, slowly, like waves lapping softly on a quiet shore. In this calm state, we can think about the small variations and traits that make each person unique, even within a single family. No two individuals are exactly alike. The combination of genes inherited from each parent, along with subtle environmental influences, creates small differences that quietly accumulate. These differences may be as simple as the curve of a finger, the exact color of eyes, or the way hair falls. Each one is gentle, subtle, and part of a slow, continuous process. Imagine these variations as tiny ripples spreading across a calm lake. Some are faint and almost imperceptible, others slightly larger, but all move gently together, shaping the surface over time. In the same way, inherited traits and small variations combine quietly to create the uniqueness of each individual. There is no rush, no sudden change. Everything unfolds softly, predictably, and harmoniously. These small variations are part of the natural rhythm of life. They remind us that even slight differences contribute to the overall balance and flow of inheritance. They are quiet, reassuring, and continuous, guiding each generation while connecting it to those before it. And noticing this gentle balance can be soothing, helping your mind drift comfortably into rest. Even when variations seem minor or invisible, they are part of a larger story. They interact softly with other traits, blending and combining, creating new, subtle patterns. Every detail, no matter how small, is a gentle echo of ancestry, quietly influencing the unfolding of life. As your body sinks deeper, and your thoughts drift like soft clouds in a calm sky, you can imagine the slow, careful layering of these traits. One small change here, another there, all gently forming the pattern of who you are. Each person is unique, yet still part of a quiet, repeating rhythm that connects generations. Allow yourself to focus on this gentle flow, the slow accumulation of small differences, blending seamlessly with inherited traits. There is nothing to hurry toward, nothing to change. Just the calm continuity of life, softly moving, reassuring, predictable. And as you drift, you can feel the quiet comfort of knowing that these patterns are part of a larger, soothing rhythm, guiding the gentle passage of life across generations. Asterisk, as you rest, allow your body to sink further into comfort. Let your breathing flow slowly and evenly, each inhale and exhale soft and unhurried. In this quiet state, we can think about how time itself plays a gentle role in inheritance. Traits do not appear suddenly. They develop slowly, gradually, as cells grow and multiply, as genes are expressed softly over days, months, and years. Each change is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet over time it becomes visible, forming the patterns we recognize in ourselves and in our families. Imagine a softly glowing DNA strand as it slowly unfolds over a black void. The twisting helix moves gradually, passing its instructions quietly from one part to the next. The timing of each gene's expression is gentle and steady. Some traits appear early, others later. Some remain hidden until the right moment. Everything follows a natural rhythm, predictable and soothing. Even the smallest details, the way hair grows, the subtle curves of facial features, or the texture of skin are influenced by time. Each trait develops in its own soft rhythm, layering upon what came before. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is abrupt. Everything unfolds gently over the steady flow of time. You may imagine the quiet flow of inheritance as a slow river, carrying glowing threads of DNA downstream. Along the way, each tiny change is integrated gradually, softly shaping what comes next. The river moves continuously, its motion smooth and predictable, offering a sense of calm as it carries the flow of life forward. Time, inheritance, and gentle variation work together to create a harmonious pattern. Each generation adds its own subtle influence, layering quietly on the work of the previous generations. The process is continuous, steady, and peaceful, a rhythm that repeats predictably and quietly, allowing the mind to rest while contemplating this soft unfolding. As you drift deeper into rest, you may imagine the soft repetition of these patterns as comforting, like a lullaby sung by life itself. The quiet progression of traits, guided by time, flows without urgency. It reminds us that life is continuous, gentle, and unhurried, allowing the mind to drift naturally into a deeper state of calm. As you remain comfortable, let your body sink a little deeper. Notice the slow rhythm of your breathing, soft and even. In this quiet state, we can think about how small, subtle changes in traits accumulate over generations, gradually shaping life in gentle, almost imperceptible ways. No single change defines an individual completely. Instead, tiny variations layer upon one another, quietly influencing who we are. A slight curve in the shape of an eye, a small difference in hair texture, the faint tint of skin, all these subtle features accumulate softly, gently. Over many generations, imagine a slow-moving river carrying tiny, glowing particles. Each particle represents a small trait, softly glowing as it flows. Alone, a single particle is quiet and nearly invisible, but together, moving gradually down the river, they form a pattern, building softly and continuously over time. This is the way inherited traits, small variations, and subtle changes gently accumulate across generations. Even changes that seem minor or hidden have a quiet impact. They interact with other traits, blending in harmonious ways, like threads softly weaving into a tapestry. Some threads stand out slightly, others remain in the background, yet all are part of the same gentle pattern. Over time, the accumulation of these threads creates a balanced and harmonious whole. The rhythm of these changes is steady and predictable. Each generation contributes in a slow, unhurried way. No sudden shifts, no abrupt interruptions, just a calm, continuous flow of life's quiet processes. The accumulation of subtle differences is soothing to notice, reassuring in its predictability. As you drift further into relaxation, imagine these subtle changes as softly glowing DNA strands, layering one on another in a calm black space. Each layer moves slowly, adding to the gentle pattern, forming the unique characteristics of each individual. The motion is smooth, quiet, and meditative, inviting your mind to float alongside it. Even as you drift closer to sleep, you may feel a sense of connection to this quiet, slow story. Each small change, each subtle variation, is part of a continuum, a gentle, predictable flow that links past generations to the present. It is calming, restful, and soothing, allowing your thoughts to drift slowly into a deeper, peaceful state. As you rest, let your body relax further, sinking gently into support. Notice the quiet rhythm of your breath, soft, and steady. In this calm state, we can think about the inheritance of traits as a gentle symphony, subtle, continuous interplay that flows over time. Each inherited trait is like a soft note in this symphony. Some notes are more noticeable, like a bright glow in the darkness, while others are faint, almost hidden, yet still essential. Together, they form a quiet, harmonious pattern that repeats across generations. There is no hurry, no abruptness. Every note flows naturally into the next dot. Imagine a softly glowing network of DNA strands, moving slowly in black space. Each strand carries its own gentle light, twisting and weaving with the others. Some glow slightly brighter, representing traits that stand out more clearly. Others shine dimmer, hidden but present, quietly contributing to the overall rhythm. Even subtle variations, the curve of a lip, the angle of an eyebrow, the texture of hair play, their part in this gentle symphony. They blend with other traits softly, repeating predictable patterns that connect individuals to their family, their ancestors, and the slow unfolding of life itself. The passage of time adds to this rhythm. Each generation layers its soft notes on top of the previous ones. Small changes accumulate gently, creating complexity without chaos, continuity without urgency. The process is meditative, predictable, and deeply calming. As you drift deeper into comfort, you might imagine glowing threads of DNA floating slowly through black space, weaving a quiet tapestry of life. Each thread contributes its own subtle light, blending softly with others, forming patterns that are unique yet connected. There is a gentle repetition, a quiet predictability, a reassuring flow that continues quietly through the generations. The beauty of this quiet symphony is that it is both orderly and flexible. Each subtle note, each faint glow, contributes to the whole, creating a serene, meditative rhythm. You can rest knowing that this rhythm continues, uninterrupted and gentle, like a lullaby whispered by life itself. Asterisk, asterisk. Allow yourself to float with this quiet flow, noticing the slow interplay of inherited traits and subtle variations. The soft unfolding of life is calm, steady, and comforting, guiding your mind and body deeper into a peaceful state of rest. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, allow your body to soften further, sinking gently into support. Let your breath flow slowly and evenly. In this calm state, we can explore the quiet balance between similarity and difference in the inheritance of traits. Each individual carries traits from their parents. Some traits are immediately noticeable, like the color of eyes, the shape of a nose, or the curve of lips. These are points of similarity, softly reflecting the connection between generations. They are visible, reassuring, familiar, and steady, like a soft, constant light in darkness. Other traits are subtler, perhaps a slight variation in hair texture, a gentle tilt of the head, or the way someone moves. These differences are quiet, almost hidden, yet they give each individual a unique pattern, softly distinguishing one person from another. Both the similarities and the differences exist in gentle balance, quietly repeating across generations. Imagine glowing DNA strands gently twisting in black space. Some strands shine a little brighter, representing more visible traits. Others glow softly, almost imperceptibly, symbolizing traits that are quieter or hidden. Together, they form a calm, harmonious pattern. There is no rush, no sudden change, just a steady, predictable rhythm. The quiet balance of similarity and difference is soothing. It shows that inheritance is neither rigid nor chaotic. Instead, it flows gently, combining elements of familiarity and uniqueness in a natural, meditative rhythm. Over generations, these patterns repeat softly, like waves rippling across a still, dark lake, each one slightly different from the last. Even the smallest differences, though subtle, contribute to the gentle complexity of life. They accumulate slowly, layering upon inherited traits, creating a soft, continuous flow of variation. Each individual is part of this calm, repeating pattern, connected to their family while still being uniquely themselves. As your mind drifts further into rest, you may imagine these patterns as softly glowing threads, weaving and intertwining slowly in black space. Some threads shine brighter, others dimmer, forming a subtle, balanced pattern of similarities and differences. The gentle repetition and predictability are calming, helping your thoughts float freely, and your body sink deeper into relaxation. This quiet rhythm continues uninterrupted, a slow, steady unfolding of inherited traits and subtle variations, offering reassurance and restfulness. Life's patterns are calm, harmonious, and sleep-friendly, inviting you to drift ever more gently towards stillness. Asterisk, as you remain resting, let your body sink further into comfort. Let your breathing continue, slow and even. In this quiet state, we can reflect on the gentle influence of chance in inheritance, the subtle, soft ways that small variations and random combinations affect traits. Even though many traits are passed predictably from parents to children, there is always a quiet element of chance. A single gene may combine with another in ways that are slightly different than expected. These differences are gentle, small, and subtle. They do not rush or overwhelm. They simply add variety to the quiet, continuous flow of life. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands, floating slowly in black space. Occasionally, a small glowing branch diverges, taking a slightly different path. This is chance at work. It is neither sudden nor disruptive. It simply allows small variations to appear, quietly, gently, adding to the harmony of inherited traits. These small, chance variations are part of what makes each individual unique. They blend softly with other traits, layering quietly over generations. Some variations are more noticeable. Others are faint, almost imperceptible. Together, they form a calm, balanced pattern, repeating subtly through time. Even traits influenced by chance follow a gentle rhythm. They interact with other traits softly, harmonizing with the overall pattern of inheritance. This rhythm is predictable in its subtlety, reassuring and soothing. Observing it, even in your imagination, can create a sense of comfort and rest. Fullness. As you drift deeper into relaxation, you might imagine a network of glowing DNA strands, some slightly shifting or glowing differently, representing these soft, random influences. The threads move slowly, intertwining gently with others, forming patterns that are unique yet harmonious. The motion is smooth, meditative, and calming. Chance, subtle variation, and inheritance all work together to create a quiet symphony of life. Each element adds to the balance, the gentle repetition, and the soft predictability that connects generations. As you notice this, allow your mind to drift further into rest, carried gently by the quiet rhythm of life itself. The calm influence of chance, layered softly with inherited traits and small variations, encourages the mind to float, the body to relax, and sleep to arrive naturally. Everything unfolds slowly, predictably, and peacefully. Asterisk as you continue to rest. Let your body relax further, sinking gently into support. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breath, flowing evenly, softly, like a quiet stream. In this peaceful state, we can reflect on the connection between generations. The way inherited traits quietly link one person to those who came before. Every individual carries within them a soft echo of their parents, grandparents, and ancestors. This connection is gentle, predictable, and reassuring. It is visible in familiar traits, like the curve of a smile, the tilt of the eyes, or the color of hair. It is also present in subtler ways, almost hidden, like tiny variations that quietly shape who we are. Imagine glowing DNA strands floating slowly in black space. Each strand is linked softly to another, forming a quiet network that stretches across generations. Some strands shine brighter, representing more visible inherited traits. Others glow dimmer, representing subtle, almost hidden influences. Together, they form a calm, harmonious pattern that repeats gently across time. The continuity between generations is slow and steady. Traits accumulate, layer, and interact softly, creating a balance that is comforting and predictable. Each generation contributes quietly, without haste, adding to the gentle flow of life. Observing this, even in your imagination, can be deeply soothing, helping your mind drift into rest. Even the smallest inherited traits contribute to this connection. They blend with other traits subtly, creating a quiet, meditative rhythm that links the present to the past. The slow layering of these traits across generations is like a softly glowing tapestry, each thread connected, each thread contributing to the whole dot. As you drift deeper, you might imagine this tapestry expanding softly, glowing threads gently stretching backward and forward in time. Each thread connects you to your ancestors, to the quiet repetition of life, and to the gentle unfolding of future generations. There is no rush, no abruptness. Everything moves with calm predictability, soothing the mind and body alike. This gentle connection between generations, carried through inheritance and subtle variation, is both comforting and meditative. It invites the mind to relax, the body to sink further, and sleep to arrive naturally. The quiet rhythm of life continues, soft, steady, and reassuring. Asterisk as you remain resting, allow your body to sink even deeper into comfort. Notice your breathing, slow and steady, soft and gentle. In this peaceful state, we can think about the quiet continuity of life, the gentle, unbroken thread that links one generation to the next. Every life is part of this ongoing flow. Each person carries traits from their parents, shaped subtly by chance and variation. These traits accumulate quietly over time, layering softly, connecting the past with the present. There is no rush, no abruptness. Everything moves gently, steadily, predictably, like a calm river flowing through time. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands drifting slowly through black space. Some strands shine brighter, representing more visible traits, while others glow dimly, subtle yet present. These strands twist and intertwine slowly, forming a continuous, harmonious pattern. Each strand is a quiet reminder of life's ongoing rhythm, steady and reassuring. Even the smallest inherited traits contribute to this continuity. A faint curve of a finger, a gentle tint of hair, a slight variation in movement each, one adds quietly to the ongoing story of life. They blend softly with other traits, forming a calm, layered pattern that repeats across generations. Time moves gently, and with it, the flow of inheritance. Each generation contributes softly, layering traits upon the previous ones, forming a steady, predictable rhythm. This quiet accumulation is soothing, meditative, and sleep-friendly. Observing it, even in imagination, can help the mind relax and the body sink deeper into rest as you drift further. Imagine glowing threads of DNA extending softly in all directions, linking past, present, and future. They flow without urgency, intertwining gently, forming patterns that are unique yet connected, harmonious yet varied. The quiet continuity of life is both comforting and hypnotic, inviting your mind to float peacefully, carried by this slow, gentle rhythm, even as you begin to drift closer to sleep. This ongoing flow continues, undisturbed and soft. Each trait, each subtle variation, is part of a larger, calm pattern, a quiet repetition of life that spans generations. The rhythm is gentle, steady, and reassuring, guiding your thoughts and body into a deeper state of relaxation. Asterisk. As you rest, allow your body to relax further, sinking softly into support. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, slow, even, and effortless. In this quiet state, we can reflect on the subtle influence of ancestry, the gentle, persistent presence of those who came before, quietly shaping the traits we carry today. Ancestry is like a soft whisper in the background of life. The traits passed from parent to child are part of this whisper, some more noticeable, others quiet and subtle. Eye color, hair texture, or the shape of a hand may be familiar, reflecting the calm continuity of generations. At the same time, smaller variations, almost hidden, create unique differences that distinguish one individual from another. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. Some strands are brighter, representing visible, inherited traits, while others glow faintly, almost hidden, representing subtle ancestral influences. Together, they form a harmonious, gentle pattern. Each thread moves slowly, weaving softly with the others, creating a rhythm that is calm and predictable. The influence of ancestry is not abrupt. It does not rush or force change. Instead, it unfolds gently, over time, layering quietly upon what already exists. Traits accumulate softly, blending with small variations and chance influences, creating a continuous, meditative rhythm that connects the past with the present. Even the smallest traces of ancestry, the curve of a finger, the faint tilt of a smile, or a subtle feature in posture, part of this slow, quiet pattern. They add depth and continuity, quietly linking generations in a calm, predictable flow. Observing this gently, in your imagination, can soothe the mind and invite relaxation as you drift deeper into rest. Picture softly glowing threads extending backward and forward in black space, linking ancestors to present generations. Each strand flows smoothly, intertwining gently with others, forming a soft tapestry of inherited traits. The rhythm is continuous, gentle, and reassuring, inviting your mind and body to relax fully. This subtle influence of ancestry, combined with inherited traits, small variations, and the gentle passage of time, creates a quiet, meditative harmony. Allow yourself to float with this calm flow, letting the soft patterns of life guide you deeper into peaceful rest. Asterisk, as you rest, let your body sink further into comfort, Notice the gentle rhythm of your breath, soft and even, like quiet waves on a calm shore. In this state, we can reflect on the gentle dance of traits, the quiet, continuous interplay of inherited characteristics that shapes each individual. Every trait, whether visible or subtle, participates in this slow dance. Some traits are more pronounced, like softly glowing points of light in darkness. Others are quieter, almost hidden, yet still moving in rhythm with the rest. Together, they form a harmonious calm pattern, repeating softly across generations. Imagine realistic glowing DNA strands floating in black space. Each strand moves slowly, twisting and intertwining with others. Some strands glow brighter, representing dominant traits. Others glow dimmer, representing subtle, recessive traits. Their motion is gentle, predictable, and rhythmic. A quiet dance unfolding without hurry or abruptness. Even the smallest traits contribute to this interplay. A subtle curve of a finger, a faint hint of eye color, the soft texture of hair. These details quietly interact with other traits, layering softly and predictably. Over time, they accumulate, forming a calm, harmonious pattern that is both unique and connected to past generations. The gentle dance of traits continues slowly, without interruption. Each generation adds its soft influence, layering traits over previous ones in a rhythm that is steady, predictable, and comforting. Observing this, even in imagination, can help the mind drift into deeper relaxation and allow the body to sink further into rest. As you drift, picture softly glowing threads of DNA moving in coordinated, gentle motion across black space. Some threads are more luminous, some are dimmer, each contributing to the overall quiet dance. They twist, intertwine, and layer in a slow, meditative rhythm, forming patterns that are continuous, harmonious, and soothing. This slow interplay of inherited traits, subtle variations, and ancestral influence forms a gentle, meditative symphony. Allow yourself to float with it, letting the calm, predictable rhythm carry your thoughts into stillness and guide your body into deeper relaxation. The quiet dance of traits is soft, steady, and reassuring, inviting sleep to arrive naturally. Asterisk as you rest, let your body sink deeper into comfort. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, soft and even, flowing naturally, like quiet waves along a calm shore. In this peaceful state, we can reflect on the silent guidance of DNA, the quiet instructions that shape life in gentle, predictable ways. DNA is a calm, unhurried blueprint. It carries the instructions for every cell, every trait, and every subtle characteristic that forms an individual. Its guidance is slow and steady, unfolding over time with soft repetition and gentle continuity. There is no sudden change, no abrupt motion, only a quiet, consistent flow that guides development calmly. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. They twist slowly, each strand carrying instructions softly illuminated, moving with gentle predictability. Some strands glow brighter, representing dominant traits, while others are dimmer, representing subtler characteristics. Together, they form a serene, continuous pattern, quietly orchestrating the traits of each individual. Even the smallest details, the curve of a lip, the angle of an eye, or a faint texture of hair, gently guided by these strands. Each trait is layered slowly, blending harmoniously with others, forming a quiet, balanced structure. This guidance is subtle, predictable, and reassuring, offering a sense of calm continuity. As you drift further, Imagine a network of softly glowing DNA threads, moving like a slow, gentle river through black space. Each thread carries its own light, softly twisting and layering, interacting quietly with others. The motion is meditative and rhythmic, illustrating how DNA guides the formation of traits over time without rush or interruption. The silent guidance of DNA repeats across generations. It passes quietly from parents to children, carrying both familiar traits and small variations. The flow is continuous, gentle, and hypnotic, forming a calm, predictable rhythm. Observing this, even in your imagination, can soothe the mind, ease tension, and prepare the body for deeper rest. Asterisk as you rest. Allow your body to sink even deeper into comfort. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath, soft and steady. In this quiet state, we can reflect on the continuous flow of life, the unbroken, gentle passage of traits and characteristics from one generation to the next. Life moves slowly, predictably, like a soft river of glowing light. Each trait, each subtle variation, flows in harmony with others. Nothing rushes, nothing is abrupt. The accumulation of inherited traits, shaped by ancestry, chance, and subtle variations, forms a calm, steady current that continues quietly across generations. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. Each strand twists and layers gently, some brighter, some dimmer, representing traits that are visible and others that are subtle. The strands move in a soft, continuous rhythm, slowly weaving together a harmonious pattern. The motion is meditative, hypnotic, and deeply soothing. Even the smallest traits, seemingly insignificant, contribute to this continuous flow. A faint curve of a lip, the slight shade of eye color, or the gentle texture of her all. These details flow together, forming a quiet and balanced rhythm. They layer softly upon inherited traits from previous generations, creating a gentle, predictable pattern. The flow of life is steady and uninterrupted. Each generation adds its soft contribution, layering traits gradually over those that came before. The rhythm is gentle and reassuring, like the ebb and flow of a calm tide, continuous, hypnotic, and sleep-friendly. Observing this, even in imagination, encourages the mind to drift and the body to relax further. As you drift deeper, picture glowing threads of DNA moving like a slow, luminous river through black space. Some strands glow brighter, some dimmer, each contributing to the overall current. They intertwine, layer, and flow harmoniously, illustrating the calm, unbroken passage of traits across time. This continuous flow, combining inheritance, subtle variation, and the quiet influence of ancestry, is soft, predictable, and soothing. It forms a gentle rhythm that invites the mind to float freely, the body to sink deeply, and sleep to arrive naturally. Life's quiet flow is steady, harmonious, and comforting, guiding you into deeper relaxation. As you remain resting, allow your body to feel heavy and supported. Let your breathing continue at its own gentle pace, slow and effortless. In this calm state, we can think about the predictability of inheritance, quiet reliability with which traits pass from one generation to the next. Inheritance follows patterns that repeat softly over time. While there are small variations and gentle differences, the overall process remains steady and calm. This predictability is comforting. It means that life unfolds in familiar ways, guided by slow biological rhythms that do not rush or surprise. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands suspended in black space. They move slowly, repeating familiar twists and turns. Each strand carries instructions that have been passed down many times before. The motion is smooth and unchanging, like a gentle loop that repeats without urgency. Traits such as eye color, facial structure, or body shape emerge gradually through this predictable process. They do not appear suddenly. They unfold slowly, layer by layer, guided by instructions that have been quietly refined over countless generations. This slow unfolding creates a sense of stability and balance. Even when small variations appear, they settle gently into the larger pattern. Nothing feels disruptive. Everything blends smoothly, maintaining harmony. The predictability of inheritance allows life to continue calmly, generation after generation, without sharp edges or sudden changes. As you drift deeper into relaxation, imagine these glowing strands repeating their motions endlessly. The same soft twists, the same gentle layering, over and over again. The repetition is soothing, almost hypnotic, encouraging the mind to let go of effort and simply rest. This calm predictability is one of the quiet comforts of biology. Life continues in ways that are familiar, balanced, and steady. Traits flow forward gently, linking past, present, and future in a smooth, unbroken rhythm. As you rest with this thought, allow your mind to slow further, following the peaceful repetition of life itself. Asterisk, as you continue to rest, allow your body to feel completely at ease. There is nothing you need to do. Simply let your breath move gently, in and out, slow and steady. In this calm state, we can reflect on the familiar traits we recognize in ourselves and others. The quiet moments of recognition that inheritance brings. Sometimes, when you look at a parent or a relative, you notice something familiar. A similar eye shape, a familiar smile, a shared expression that feels known, even comforting. These familiar traits are the gentle fingerprints of inheritance, repeating softly across generations without effort or intention. These similarities do not appear suddenly. They form slowly, guided by the quiet instructions of DNA. Over time, traits settle into place, shaping faces, movements, and expressions in predictable ways. The process is gradual and calm, unfolding quietly as the body grows and changes. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. Some strands align closely with others, glowing in similar patterns. These represent familiar traits features that repeat gently from one generation to the next. Their movement is slow and synchronized, creating a sense of calm, order, and quiet recognition. Alongside these familiar patterns, there are always subtle differences. Slight changes in shape or tone appear naturally, blending smoothly with what is already there. These differences do not disrupt the familiar. They soften it, adding quiet individuality while maintaining balance. As you drift deeper into relaxation, you might imagine these glowing strands gently aligning and realigning, repeating patterns you have seen before. The repetition is comforting. It feels safe. It reassures the mind that life follows gentle rules, moving forward without urgency. This quiet recognition of familiar traits is one of the calming aspects of inheritance. It reminds us that we are part of something continuous and steady. As you rest with this thought, allow the repetition and familiarity to guide your mind towards stillness, letting sleep come naturally and without effort. Asterisk, as you rest, allow your body to feel loose and heavy, supported without effort. Let your breathing remain slow and gentle, moving in its own quiet rhythm. In this calm space, we can think about the small differences that appear between individuals, differences that feel natural, expected, and peaceful, even within the same family. No two people are exactly the same. There may be a slight difference in height, a subtle change in eye color, or a gentle variation in facial shape. These differences are not sharp or dramatic. They are soft, gradual, and completely natural, blending smoothly into the larger pattern of inheritance. These small variations arise quietly as genes combine in slightly different ways. The process is calm and unhurried. Nothing forces change. Instead, traits shift gently, like slow ripples on still water, each one settling naturally into place. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands drifting in black space. Some strands are nearly identical, glowing in familiar patterns. Others show small changes, slightly altered curves, faintly different brightness. These differences are subtle and balanced, adding quiet individuality without breaking harmony. Over time, these small variations become part of what makes each person unique. They do not replace inherited traits. They gently layer on top of them, creating a calm blend of similarity and difference. The result is a steady, reassuring pattern that feels both familiar and new. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands slowly shifting and settling, finding their place without resistance. The movement is smooth and predictable. Nothing feels rushed. Everything unfolds in a way that feels right and calm. These small, natural differences are part of life's gentle rhythm. They remind us that variation does not mean disruption. It means quiet balance. As you rest with this thought, allow your mind to soften further, following the slow, peaceful flow of inheritance toward deeper stillness and sleep. As you continue to rest, allow your body to feel completely supported, heavy in a comfortable way. Your breathing moves on its own now, slow and effortless. In this calm state, we can think about inheritance as something that happens quietly in the background of life. Most of the time, we are not aware of inheritance at all. It works silently beneath the surface, without asking for attention. Cells divide. Instructions are followed. Traits develop gradually, without noise or urgency. Life simply unfolds, moment by moment, in a calm and predictable way. Inheritance does not rush. It does not interrupt. It moves slowly, like a steady hum beneath everything else. While we go about daily life, genes quietly guide growth, shape features, and maintain balance. The process is continuous and gentle, happening whether we notice it or not. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space, almost still. Their movement is minimal, slow, and steady. They do not demand focus. They simply exist, carrying instructions quietly, repeating patterns that have been passed down many times before. Traits form in this same quiet way. Bone structure, facial features, and body proportions all develop gradually, guided by calm, biological rules. Nothing appears suddenly. Everything takes time, settling gently into place as the body grows and changes. As you drift deeper into relaxation, imagine these glowing strands continuing their work silently. No bright flashes, no sudden changes. Just a soft glow, steady and reliable. The predictability of this process is comforting, allowing the mind to let go and rest. Inheritance, always present yet rarely noticed, continues its calm work in the background. It supports life quietly, without disturbance. As you rest with this idea, allow the steady, unchanging rhythm to guide your thoughts toward stillness, making space for deeper and more peaceful sleep. Asterisk, as you remain resting, allow your body to feel fully settled. There is no need to adjust or move. Your breathing flows gently, steady, and quiet. In this calm state, we can reflect on the comfort found in biological order, the gentle structure that guides inheritance without noise or urgency. Biology follows simple, steady rules. Traits are passed down in orderly ways, guided by instructions that repeat calmly across generations. This order does not feel rigid or controlling. Instead, it feels supportive, like a quiet framework holding everything in balance. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands arranged neatly in black space. Each strand follows a familiar pattern, repeating shapes that have existed for a very long time. The repetition is not boring. It is reassuring. It reminds the mind that life unfolds in an organized, predictable way. This order allows traits to develop smoothly. Height, facial features, and body structure emerge slowly, guided by instructions that rarely change. Even when small variations appear, they fit gently into the existing pattern, maintaining harmony rather than disrupting it as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands gently aligning and realigning, always returning to balance. There is no pressure, no confusion. Everything settles naturally into place. The quiet order of biology continues without effort, creating stability beneath the surface of life. This calm structure can be comforting to think about. It suggests that much of life is held together by gentle rules that do not demand attention. While the mind rests, these processes continue smoothly, keeping everything in balance. Allow yourself to rest within this idea of quiet order. Let the steady repetition and gentle structure guide your thoughts toward stillness. Biology continues calmly, reliably, and peacefully, making it easier for the mind to let go and drift into deeper sleep. As you rest, let your body remain heavy and still. Your breathing continues quietly, without effort. In this calm state, we can reflect on the soft balance between change and stability that exists within inheritance. Life is steady, yet never completely fixed. Traits are passed down in reliable ways, offering continuity and familiarity. At the same time, small changes appear naturally, gently adjusting the pattern without disturbing it. This balance is calm and reassuring, allowing life to remain both stable and flexible. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. Most follow familiar, repeating paths, glowing steadily. Occasionally, a strand shifts slightly, its glow changing just a little. These changes are subtle, almost unnoticeable, blending smoothly into the existing pattern. Nothing feels sudden. Everything remains calm. This balance allows families to resemble one another while still allowing each individual to feel quietly unique. Similar traits remain recognizable, while small differences add gentle variation. The process is slow, predictable, and harmonious, guided by biological rhythms that do not rush. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands gently adjusting themselves, always returning to balance. Stability holds everything together, while small changes settle naturally into place. The rhythm is repetitive and soothing, like a quiet pendulum swinging slowly back and forth. There is comfort in knowing that life does not demand perfection or sameness. Instead, It moves forward with calm flexibility, allowing small changes without losing its steady foundation. This balance supports growth, continuity, and rest. Allow this idea to settle in your mind. The soft balance between change and stability continues quietly, without interruption. As you rest with this thought, let the gentle rhythm guide you deeper into relaxation, where everything feels steady, calm, and at ease. As your body remains still and supported, allow your breathing to stay slow and even. In this restful state, we can think about familiar patterns, the subtle similarities we recognize within families, passed down quietly through inheritance. These patterns do not announce themselves loudly. They appear softly, in small details. The curve of a smile, the shape of the eyes, the structure of the hands. Over time, these features become recognizable, repeating gently from one generation to the next. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space, their shapes repeating familiar curves. Each strand looks much like the others, carrying instructions that have been used many times before. The repetition feels comforting, like a familiar melody playing softly in the background. These patterns help explain why family members often resemble one another in calm and predictable ways. The instructions remain mostly the same, quietly guiding development. Even when differences appear, the underlying pattern remains steady, providing continuity and balance. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands slowly aligning, their movements minimal and gentle. Nothing rushes. Nothing changes suddenly. The familiar shapes remain, repeating calmly, offering a sense of stability and reassurance. This familiarity can feel grounding. It reminds us that we are connected to what came before, held within a larger biological rhythm. The repetition of patterns does not trap life. It supports it, creating a steady foundation for growth and rest. Allow these familiar patterns to fade gently into the background of your thoughts. Let the quiet repetition guide your mind toward stillness. In this calm space, everything feels predictable, safe, and easy, making it simpler to relax and drift towards sleep. As you rest, allow your thoughts to soften and slow. Your body remains still, supported, and comfortable. In this peaceful state, we can gently reflect on the quiet connections that stretch across generations, linking one life to the next through inheritance. These connections are not visible in everyday moments. They exist beneath the surface, carried within cells, passed forward without sound. Traits move from parents to children, and from grandparents to grandchildren, forming a long, unbroken chain. The process is calm, patient, and steady. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands in black space, extending gently in a long sequence. Each strand connects smoothly to the next, forming a continuous line. There are no sharp breaks, only gentle transitions, as instructions move forward through time. This continuity explains why certain features can appear again after many years. A familiar expression, a shared structure, a subtle resemblance that feels comforting rather than surprising. These connections are quiet reminders of how closely life is woven together as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands passing their soft light forward, one to another. The movement is slow and unhurried. Nothing is forced. Everything flows naturally, following a rhythm that has existed for a very long time. There is peace in knowing that life carries memory without effort. No conscious work is required. The connections remain simply because biology continues calmly, doing what it has always done. Allow this sense of continuity to settle gently in your mind. The quiet connections across generations remain steady and reliable. As you rest with this thought, let the calm repetition guide you toward deeper relaxation, where everything feels connected, balanced, and at ease. Asterisk, as you remain resting, allow your breathing to feel natural and unforced. Your body stays quiet, heavy, and supported. In this calm state, we can think of inheritance as a kind of gentle memory, carried forward without effort. This memory is not stored in thoughts or feelings. It exists quietly inside cells, written in simple instructions that repeat over time. These instructions remember how to build familiar shapes and patterns, guiding development without needing awareness or attention. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space, holding their shape without movement. Their glow is steady, calm, and constant. They carry memory without effort, repeating the same instructions again and again, generation after generation. This gentle memory explains why certain features seem to reappear naturally. A familiar eye shape, a shared posture, a resemblance that feels subtle yet clear. The memory does not fade quickly. It persists calmly, supported by steady biological processes as you drift deeper into relaxation. Imagine this memory being passed forward quietly, like a soft light moving from one strand to another. The transfer is smooth and unhurried. Nothing is lost. Nothing is rushed. Everything continues as it always has. There is comfort in this idea of memory without weight. No one needs to remember consciously. Biology does the remembering on its own, quietly maintaining continuity while allowing small variations to settle gently into place. Allow this thought to rest softly in your mind. Inheritance continues as a calm, persistent memory, steady and reliable. As you stay with this idea, let the repetition and quiet continuity guide you deeper into rest, where thoughts become slower and sleep feels closer. Asterisk, as you remain resting, allow your body to stay completely still. There is nothing to do and nowhere to go. Your breathing continues quietly, steady and even. In this calm space, we can gently reflect on the calm reliability of life's instructions. Within every cell, simple instructions guide growth and structure. These instructions are not hurried. They do not change suddenly. They repeat softly, following patterns that have worked for a very long time. This reliability creates stability, allowing life to unfold without confusion or urgency. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space, their shapes precise yet gentle. They glow steadily, neither bright nor dim, holding their form without effort. These strands represent instructions that are dependable, predictable, and calm. Because these instructions remain reliable, traits develop smoothly. The body grows in orderly ways. Features settle gradually into place. Even small variations follow the same underlying structure, maintaining balance rather than disrupting it as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands repeating their instructions slowly, over and over. The repetition is soothing. Nothing unexpected occurs. Everything remains within a familiar rhythm, allowing the mind to relax and let go. There is comfort in knowing that much of life follows gentle rules that do not require attention. While the mind rests, these instructions continue quietly, supporting the body without disturbance. Allow this sense of reliability to settle into your thoughts. Life's instructions remain calm and steady, always present, always working softly in the background. As you rest with this idea, let the repetition guide you toward deeper relaxation, where sleep feels natural and unforced. Asterisk, as you rest, allow your body to feel fully supported, sinking gently into the surface beneath you. Your breathing moves on its own, slow, soft, and steady. In this quiet state, we can reflect on the soft continuity of life, the gentle, unbroken movement of traits, instructions, and patterns from one moment to the next. From one generation to another, life moves like a quiet, slow river. Each trait, each instruction, flows continuously, layering gently without disruption. There is no hurry, no abrupt change. Each generation adds softly to the flow, building upon what came before in calm, predictable ways. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands drifting in black space. They move slowly, twisting gently while maintaining their familiar structure. Some glow slightly brighter, some slightly dimmer, yet all contribute to the continuous flow. Their motion is rhythmic, subtle, and meditative. Even the smallest features, like a gentle curl of hair, the shape of an eyelid, or the curve of a finger, emerge gradually. They do not rush. They layer gently, blending harmoniously with traits that came before, creating a steady and familiar pattern as you drift deeper into rest. Picture these glowing strands moving in slow, predictable waves. Each twist repeats softly. Each layer aligns naturally. Nothing changes abruptly. The rhythm is consistent and soothing, like slow, gentle tides flowing in a calm night. This quiet rhythm reminds us that life is orderly, predictable, and safe. Even small variations appear gradually, maintaining balance and continuity. Observing this imagined rhythm can help the mind release tension, feel reassured, and sink deeper into relaxation. Allow this thought of slow, rhythmic growth to settle softly in your mind. Life unfolds gently, layer by layer, following a calm and predictable rhythm. As you rest with this awareness, let the gentle pulse guide your thoughts toward stillness, encouraging deeper sleep and peaceful rest. As you rest, allow your body to feel fully supported and heavy, sinking comfortably into stillness. Your breathing moves naturally, soft and even. In this quiet state, we can reflect on the gentle layers of inherited traits that quietly build the foundation of who we are. Traits do not appear suddenly. They form gradually, one layer at a time, guided by the instructions carried within cells. Each new detail settles softly atop what came before, creating a calm, harmonious structure. The layering is predictable and soothing, never abrupt or jarring. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands in black space. Some strands glow brighter, representing traits that dominate, while others are dimmer, subtler, and supportive. These strands intertwine slowly, layering gently over each other in a steady rhythm. Each layer contributes quietly to the whole, forming a calm and balanced pattern. Even the smallest traits, such as the curve of a lip, the shape of an eye, or the subtle shade of hair, follow this layering process. Each detail finds its place naturally, blending seamlessly with traits that came before, creating continuity and gentle familiarity. As you drift deeper into rest, picture these glowing strands layering softly, repeating their motion in slow, predictable waves. Each twist and turn is gentle. Each glow blends with the others. The rhythm is hypnotic, meditative, and deeply soothing. This gentle layering offers reassurance. It shows that life unfolds in orderly steps. Each generation adds quietly to the layers of those before, maintaining continuity while allowing subtle variations to appear naturally. The result is calm, balance, predictable patterns, and deep comfort. Allow the thought of layered traits to settle softly in your mind. Let the gentle repetition of these layers guide your thoughts toward stillness. As you rest with this awareness, allow sleep to arrive naturally, carried by the quiet rhythm of life unfolding softly, layer by layer. As you rest, let your body feel fully supported, sinking gently into comfort. Your breathing is slow, soft, and effortless. In this calm state, we can reflect on the quiet harmony of traits that gentle way inherited features come together to form a balanced whole. Traits do not compete or clash. Each trait unfolds softly, layering naturally with others. The result is harmony, a subtle alignment of features and characteristics that feels calm, familiar, and balanced. This quiet balance repeats across generations, creating predictable patterns that are comforting to the mind. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands floating in black space. They twist slowly, weaving around each other in a gentle, rhythmic pattern. Some strands glow brighter, some dimmer, yet each contributes to the overall harmony. Their movement is slow, steady, and meditative. Even small traits, like the shape of an eye, the curve of a cheek, or the tilt of a smile, blend smoothly into the larger pattern. Each detail settles naturally, without abruptness, creating continuity and gentle familiarity. As you drift deeper into rest, picture these glowing strands moving in slow, repetitive waves, twisting and layering gently. Each motion is predictable. Each glow is soft and comforting. The rhythm is hypnotic, inviting the mind to relax and release effort. This quiet harmony reminds us that life moves predictably, yet with subtle variations that maintain balance. Even small differences are part of the overall pattern, blending naturally without disruption. The result is a steady, reassuring sense of continuity. Allow this thought of calm harmony to rest in your mind. Let the gentle, repetitive rhythm of traits, layers, and patterns guide your thoughts toward stillness. As you relax with this awareness, allow sleep to arrive naturally, carried by the soft, continuous flow of life. As you rest, allow your body to feel completely supported, sinking gently into stillness. Your breathing is slow, soft, and natural. In this peaceful state, we can reflect on the gentle flow of traits the quiet way. Features move forward from one generation to the next. Traits do not leap suddenly. They move softly, layered upon the past, following instructions that repeat quietly within cells. Each feature, large or small, finds its place in a calm and predictable sequence, like a soft current flowing steadily along a river. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands drifting slowly in black space. Their twists and turns are gentle and rhythmic. Some glow brighter, some dimmer, yet all follow the same flowing path. Their movement is steady, predictable, and soothing. Even small characteristics, like hair texture, eye shape, or a gentle smile, follow this soft current. They blend naturally with the traits that came before, creating balance and continuity. The result is a quiet, calming pattern that repeats softly across generations. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands moving in slow, harmonious waves. Each glow repeats in layers gently. Nothing feels sudden or disruptive. The rhythm is hypnotic, meditative, and deeply calming, encouraging the mind to release effort and drift towards sleep. This gentle flow reassures us that life is orderly yet flexible. Small variations appear naturally, blending into the overall current, maintaining balance while allowing individuality. Life moves forward steadily, calmly, and predictably. Allow this thought of gentle flow to settle softly in your mind. Let the repetitive, soothing rhythm of traits moving forward guide your thoughts toward stillness. As you rest with this awareness, allow yourself to drift deeper into sleep, carried by the quiet, continuous flow of life as you rest. Allow your body to sink further into comfort. Your breathing is soft, steady, and effortless. In this gentle state, we can reflect on the quiet connections that exist within the body, the invisible links between traits, cells, and the instructions that guide them. These connections are constant yet subtle. They do not demand attention. They flow quietly, ensuring that each trait develops in harmony with others. A curve of a lip, a shape of an eye, a shade of hair is connected, guided by the same calm, underlying rhythm. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands stretching across black space. Each strand is linked to others, forming a delicate network. Their glow pulses slowly, subtly, like a heartbeat. Nothing moves abruptly. Everything flows in gentle, predictable sequences. Even the smallest features are part of this network. Cells communicate silently, traits adjust softly, and patterns repeat in quiet harmony. Each element supports the others, maintaining balance and continuity throughout the body. As you drift deeper into rest, picture these glowing strands and connected networks moving in slow, rhythmic waves. Each glow reinforces the next, creating a sense of gentle order. The movement is calming, hypnotic, and reassuring. This quiet connectivity reminds us that life is coordinated. Every part, every trait, every cell works together in a calm, predictable manner. Even when small variations appear, they are integrated gently, maintaining harmony. Allow this thought of interconnected calm to settle softly in your mind. Let the steady, repetitive rhythm of connections guide your awareness towards stillness. As you rest with this awareness, allow sleep to arrive naturally, supported by the quiet, continuous networks within your body. As you rest, allow your body to remain heavy and still, fully supported. Your breathing continues quietly, moving in and out without effort. In this calm state, we can gently reflect on the soft presence of similarity. The subtle ways inherited traits quietly echo within families. Similarity does not arrive loudly. It appears in small, familiar details. A shared expression, a recognizable outline of the face, a posture that feels quietly familiar. These similarities are not exact copies. They are gentle echoes, shaped by the same calm instructions, repeating over time. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space. Their shapes are familiar, repeating curves that have existed for many generations. Each strand glows steadily, neither bright nor dim, holding its form with quiet confidence. The repetition feels soothing, predictable, and safe. These soft similarities explain why people can recognize family connections without effort. The instructions are steady. The patterns repeat calmly. Even when small differences appear, the underlying similarity remains, creating continuity and balance as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands gently aligning, their shapes matching closely but never perfectly. The small variations blend naturally, adding individuality while preserving familiarity. The movement is minimal, slow, and calming. There is comfort in this quiet similarity. It suggests that life carries recognizable patterns forward, offering a sense of belonging without pressure. Nothing needs to be forced. Everything settles naturally into place. Allow this idea of soft similarity to rest gently in your mind. Let the calm repetition and gentle familiarity guide your thoughts towards stillness. As you remain with this feeling, allow sleep to deepen, supported by the quiet, reassuring presence of life repeating itself calmly and gently. Asterisk, as you remain resting, allow your body to feel fully settled and still. Your breathing continues on its own, calm and even. In this peaceful state, we can reflect on the quiet stability that exists beneath all change, the steady foundation that inheritance provides. While life appears to change on the surface, much of it remains stable underneath. Traits are passed down in reliable ways, guided by instructions that do not hurry or drift. This stability allows small changes to appear gently, without disturbing the larger balance. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting in black space. They hold their shape calmly, glowing with steady light. Around them, subtle shifts occurs, light changes in glow or position, but the overall structure remains unchanged. The stability is constant and reassuring. This quiet foundation explains why families can look similar across many generations. Even as time moves forward, the core instructions remain steady, offering continuity. Small variations settle naturally into place, supported by this stable framework. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands remaining steady while gentle changes pass softly through them. Nothing breaks, nothing rushes. The balance holds, calm and dependable, like a quiet anchor beneath flowing water. There is comfort in knowing that life is supported by steady processes that do not require attention. Even as individuals change and grow, the underlying structure remains calm and reliable, maintaining order without effort. Allow this sense of quiet stability to settle gently in your mind. Let the steady presence beneath change guide your thoughts toward stillness. As you rest with this idea, allow sleep to deepen naturally, supported by the calm, unchanging foundation of life itself. Asterisk, as you remain resting, allow your body to stay completely still, heavy and comfortable. Your breathing continues softly, moving in a slow and familiar rhythm. In this calm state, we can reflect on the calm predictability of inheritance. The way life follows gentle rules that rarely surprise or rush. Inheritance does not act suddenly. It follows patterns that repeat quietly over time. Traits are passed forward in expected ways, guided by instructions that have been tested and refined across many generations. This predictability creates a sense of calm order beneath the surface of life. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands arranged neatly in black space. Their structure is familiar and steady, glowing with quiet consistency. Nothing shifts abruptly. Nothing feels uncertain. The repetition of shape and pattern feels reassuring, like a gentle routine that never needs attention. Because of this predictability, traits often appear in ways that feel familiar. A shared feature, a recognizable outline, a subtle resemblance that feels natural rather than surprising. The process unfolds slowly, allowing the body to develop with ease and balance as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands repeating their calm patterns again and again. Each repetition is gentle and unhurried. The steady rhythm encourages the mind to relax, letting go of effort and expectation. There is comfort in knowing that much of life follows quiet, reliable patterns. While thoughts fade and attention softens, inheritance continues its calm work. Maintaining balance without disturbance. Allow this sense of predictability to settle softly in your mind. Let the repetition and steady rhythm guide your thoughts toward stillness. As you rest with this idea, allow sleep to deepen naturally, supported by the quiet certainty of life unfolding gently, just as it always has. Asterisk, as you remain resting. Allow your body to feel completely at ease, as though it no longer needs to hold itself up. Your breathing stays slow and quiet, moving in a familiar rhythm. In this calm state, we can reflect on the idea that inheritance creates a familiar design, one that the body rests within naturally. The human body follows designs that are not new. They are ancient, repeated, and softly refined over time. Bones form in familiar arrangements. Muscles settle into expected shapes. Facial features align according to instructions that have been followed again and again. This familiarity allows the body to grow without confusion. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands resting calmly in black space. Their shapes feel known, almost expected. They do not change direction suddenly. They simply remain, holding instructions that guide form and structure in a steady, predictable way. The glow is gentle, constant, and reassuring. This familiar design explains why traits feel natural rather than random. The body does not guess how to grow. It follows quiet patterns that have been successful many times before. Even when small variations appear, they rest comfortably within the larger design. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine these glowing strands remaining still, quietly supporting everything else. There is no urgency in their movement. Nothing needs correction. Everything settles into place gently. Guided by calm, biological order, there is comfort in knowing that your body was shaped by patterns that are stable and familiar. You do not need to manage or control these processes. They happen on their own, silently and reliably, allowing the mind to relax. Allow this thought of familiar design to rest softly in your awareness. Let the quiet structure beneath life guide your thoughts towards stillness. As you remain with this idea, allow sleep to deepen naturally, supported by the calm and dependable design that has always been there. Asterisk as you rest. Allow your body to remain fully relaxed, heavy, and supported. Your breathing continues softly, moving at its own calm pace. In this peaceful state, we can reflect on the quiet assurance that comes from continuity, the sense that life follows a gentle path without interruption. Continuity means that nothing begins from nothing. Each new life grows from what already exists, guided by instructions that have been carried forward patiently. These instructions do not hurry, they do not forget. They continue calmly, linking one moment to the next in a smooth, unbroken flow. Imagine softly glowing DNA strands extending through black space, fading gently from one into another. There are no sharp edges or breaks. Each strand connects seamlessly, carrying the same quiet message forward. The glow is steady, warm, and reassuring. This continuity allows traits to feel familiar across time. Even when generations pass, the underlying patterns remain. Small changes appear gently, but they never erase what came before. The foundation stays intact, offering stability and calm as you drift deeper into rest. Imagine these glowing strands continuing endlessly, stretching softly beyond view. Their movement is minimal, almost still. The repetition feels comforting, like a soft reminder that life does not rush or disappear suddenly. There is reassurance in knowing that life holds itself together quietly. Nothing needs to be forced or remembered consciously. Continuity happens on its own, guided by calm biological rhythms that remain steady, while the mind rests. Allow this sense of quiet assurance to settle softly in your awareness. Let the smooth, uninterrupted flow of continuity guide your thoughts towards stillness. As you rest with this idea, allow sleep to deepen naturally, supported by the gentle knowledge that life moves forward calmly, without strain or interruption.